Three, two, one. Hey guys, welcome back to A Work in Progress. I believe this is like episode 4 or 5 now. Obviously it'll be in the title, what number it is when I figure it out. But it's definitely been a while. I've just been busy and lazy, and yeah, and now it's pretty much like one of the only times I have a genuine free time where I'm bothered enough to record some, and we'll just see where this goes. Excuse me. But mainly I just wanted to just sit down and talk and just vent for a little bit, just to get stuff out there, because goddamn, it's definitely been not even like rough few months. It's just been kind of like a train, really, of just like it just doesn't want to stop, which is pretty much how it's going to be for the rest of the year, I reckon, because it's just that time of the year where it doesn't stop. But let's talk about one of the major things in the news, because we love talking about the news, about Chadwick Boseman passing away, I believe, yesterday. But yeah, that's just the end of that sentence, because there's not really much else I can say about that to give it justice. I can only just comment, give my opinion on it. I mean, granted, I didn't even know the guy, so I can't really say anything too personal. It's like, he was an awesome guy, like, to hang out with. Like, I don't know him personally because he's a celebrity, but it definitely hit me hard, because, I mean, I'm a huge fan of. It's weird to only know him from Black Panther, because I haven't really watched much of his other films that he's in, but I definitely enjoyed his interpretation of Black Panther, especially in Civil War. Yeah, I rewatched Black Panther today as a tribute, and it definitely hits different now than when it initially was released. I feel like that's with a lot of things, especially post-death. A lot of people, celebrities, project or different acting roles that they did. I can't even think of words, but yeah, different roles, whatever. It definitely hits different when they're passed away, because I guess it gives a whole new context to different ideas, and yeah. I just want to say, first of all, that it definitely makes you think, especially with the whole not knowing what people are going through, so treat them right, which honestly sounds like treat people nicely no matter what, but it's a thing that not many people do, especially in the world right now with everything, and it's sad, but I mean, that's also life. There's people that just don't want to treat each other. They'd rather pull other people down to make themselves feel better, which in and itself, it's weird, people would do that. I don't get it myself. But it's weird. It's weird. That's my conclusion. That is weird.
1, 2.
I'm gonna start again now. That. So you've probably been wondering what, like, I've pretty much just gone MIA, and probably thinking a small audience that actually listens to this, like, oh, did you die? Is you dead, Josh? And no, I've just been being low key, just looking at stuff on the internet, doing uni, going to work, and trying to get by. And I feel like that's how majority of people do the everyday things. But I also feel like, I don't know, there's a lot of opinions that need to be said. And I'm just going to come out and say, because this is my vent, without trying to get too deep into stuff. But I feel personally, it definitely sucks, because these past couple of weeks I've had people stop talking to me because of certain opinions about certain topics, which is fair enough. If people want to stop talking to you based on your opinions, that's their fault, realistically. But it also, I feel like it's a really weird concept to me that you'd stop talking to someone because they disagree with you. And I don't know if that's just because certain ideas right now sort of the whole concept of them is they can only exist in opposition to something else. Therefore, anything against them is like antagonizing them, if that makes sense. So like, it's almost as if like your opinion, right? You hate a movie so bad that your whole concept of hating that movie is against that, if that makes sense. So anybody that likes it, you're automatically against them because you hate it that much. It's sort of the same thing with these opinions. It's like certain groups of people feel so strongly about these certain topics that anybody that doesn't agree with them, they automatically hate, because it's like the antithesis of their opinion. And I don't know, I just, it's disappointing, if anything, for me, because when you boil it down, these are really, really cool people, but obviously because they don't agree with what I said, that they felt the need to jet and bounce or remove me. And it hurts even more when they're like, oh, when you like point that out to them, they're like, oh yeah, I'm having a good day. People stop talking to me because of this. And they're like, oh, I won't do that. And the next minute they do that. And you're like, whoa. You serious, bro? Like, but I mean, what else can you do? And people are gonna be people, and excuse me, and leave. You're probably sitting there wondering, oh, what are these opinions that you have, Josh, that people are leaving you for? And I don't think I think here is a good time to explore them, because they in on itself need their own episode, if anything, or even their own just dedicated time to talk about them, because they're really big issues and not something that you can boil down to, oh, okay, there's just one. Yeah, there's gonna be that one answer or like one solution to that problem. And I think this stuff is definitely an interesting thing to think about, because we feel like we can practically answer the world's problems with one simple thing, whereas, oh, we can solve X problem by doing Y. And you're like, well, you see, it's a lot more complicated than just doing this. Or doing that is not progressing society, is going backwards. But, let people do whatever they want to do. I don't know. It's just disappointing to me that people would do that. And I think we just need to find more people that are more tolerant of different ideas. Which you would think is a universal sort of idea, but apparently not, because many people don't feel that way, especially now. And of all the times you'd think 2020, the amazing year it's been, people would be more, willing to come together. But apparently not. Apparently everybody's divided now on the whole concept of, you're either with us or you're against us. And he's like, bro, like, what happens if you fall somewhere in the middle? Like, you're like, I don't really care what other people do, just don't involve me so much. Or it's like you feel so strongly about this. You're like, yeah, this makes sense, because if you allow all this, right, people can do their own thing, and as long as it's not like impeding on other people, you're good. That's my whole mentality. Where it's like, I really don't care what you do, as long as you're not forcing it on me. I don't really care what you do. You can, I don't know, go live in a giant shoe and sell apples to kids on the street, as long as it's not involving me. As long as you're not forcing me to accept it. You're not coming up to me. You're like, you know what, Josh? You have to love what I do. You're like, I don't really care what you do. Sell apples to kids on the street in your giant shoe. It's a really weird example, but just roll with it. Oh, excuse me again. This is tired ramblings with Josh. But yeah, I have no idea what the whole central idea of this episode is. It's just my ramblings. But I've been personally trying to think of experimental ways to go about doing this, and I'm not too sure yet. I'll come up with something cool. But I'm really enjoying where ideas coming to my head and the future of where I want certain things to go. Right now I'm just gonna go check how many subscribers I have, because I'm curious. 10 subscribers. Damn. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. So we're on episode 4. Damn. 31 views on the first one, 13 on the second one, and 10 on the third one. That's pretty dope. Thank you. If you're watching this one now and you've watched the other ones, thank you. Total of 54 views. That's crazy. That means that 54 times my videos have been watched. That's way more than I thought, honestly, that would watch it right now. But if you're wondering where Dipco, it is a really awesome name. Where this whole future of this, what is it? Where is it going? I'm gonna spill it right here. So here's the tea. So my whole shtick with it is Dipco is sort of like my brand. It's sort of like I want it to be kind of like you know how certain directors or like creatives that have their own brands, you know. This is like my brand, where anytime I make a short film, it's gonna be like a Dipco film, and it's gonna go under this branch, and this is like this is my outlet, where it's like it's not like an alter ego. It's like a brand, and I don't know, the idea really interests me, and oh my god, it's been 2 months since the last video, Jesus, and 4 months since my first one. Damn, that's a while. But I'm happy with the progress. Like I'm beyond happy. Like I said, I want to experiment with different things and branch out, because I want to be as different as I possibly can, without being too like experimental. Excuse me. That it turns off people. I want people to be like, "Ooh, that's interesting," but I want to see where this goes. You know, I want to see what comes of this, because it's got my interest now. You know, probably just sitting there like this dude is so out of it, and I am a little bit. And after this, I probably will go sleep, and then have uni tomorrow. And then edit this and then send it in. But I just wanted to sort of express myself, talk about Chadwick Boseman, which I really didn't talk that much about him, except I guess I could do that now. But yeah, I'm jumping all over the place. I really apologize. This is a whole mess. But it definitely hit me hard. I love Black Panther. He was such a good character. He played the role so well, and honestly, a huge inspiration. It's really weird, for a made up character to be an inspiration, but I feel like it's amazing what he's going to be doing for the future, especially for young black kids to have a really cool superhero, mainstream, because I know there's black superheroes out there. I'm not saying that he's the first one, but the mainstream one, you know, where like it's so mainstream that all these kids will know about it. There's a ringing outside. It's really weird, and creepy. And I'm glad that they're gonna be having someone to look up to, right? But also at the same time, for anyone to look up to, he's a man torn between two different ideologies. The whole idea in Black Panther, like traditionalists versus I don't even know what you call Killmonger. Not even like it's like globalism taken to the extreme. Effectively, what globalism wants to achieve, whereas one world order ruling everything, which whether or not you want to debate that's a good idea is a whole different thing. Personally, don't think it's a good idea having one body rule everything, but that's the whole debate. And yeah, that's my opinion on the Chadwick Boseman thing. It really sucks that he's gone, and it really hurt. Yeah. This has been a string of rambling. I'm just gonna probably call this episode just the ramble. Night rambles. If you got any suggestions about experimental ways to go about podcasting, I'd love to hear it. I want some really weird and wacky that will pull people in. Yeah. Ain't gonna lie, shit has been tough. Sorry to swear, but yeah, if anything gets tough, you know what to do. Talk to anyone. Talk to your closest friend. Talk to your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, auntie, uncle, cousin, third cousin, second cousin, aunt, godfather, godmother, anybody in between that, anybody that you're comfortable with, talk to them. Don't be silly and try to be like, oh, I have to hold on to my pride. It's not weak to do it. Not weak to wanna help yourself. Because what's really weak is the fact that you won't do it because you feel like it's weak. I don't even know if that was any good advice, but hey, who knows? Definitely we'll try and do these podcasts more often to give more updates, but yeah, really hope you guys enjoy these next few weeks. Welcome to, the last stretch of the year. 2020 is almost over. And yeah, laters.